Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Your facilitator for this boot camp, SBR boot camp, Hussain Qazi. Today is about the day four. The day four particular agenda. The agenda for the day four, it's about how to handle, how to cover, how to revise the topics, performance measurement, and conceptual framework with respect to SBR. Students are very much least concerned about the preparation aspect of this area of the syllabus. But examiner particularly mentioned that these two areas of syllabus is very much important. The key point is that referring to my lecture one of the boot camp, you have to make your balance studies, balance revision. If you prepare your studies balance, if you revise with the balanced manner, automatically it reflects to your SBR exam and you will be able to qualify the exam. Balance means you have to spend work, you have to spend time for IFRS. Okay, that's majority part, but it reflects 60%. But remaining 40% related to ethics, related to performance measurement, related to conceptual framework, and the current development as well. So you have to focus all these areas. You have to focus all these areas. That's important. You have to work out for all these particular areas. That's very much important. I strongly suggest you have to spend at least 15% of your studies time related to performance measurement and conceptual framework. So now, today's agenda, it's about number one, that's performance measurement. Initially, I will discuss something about the scope of that particular area of syllabus, the checklist as well, number one. Then we will do a particular question related to performance measurement. That's one thing. Number two, then we will discuss the second phase of session is about conceptual framework, what's the scope, and how to handle that particular area of the syllabus. That's a key point. Now come on. Now come on. Let's start with performance measurement. Before starting typically about this area of the syllabus, I strongly suggest all of you that it's your responsibility. If you feel that these sessions are valuable, you people must have to spread the link of these videos as much as possible to other students via social media, with the Facebook group, with WhatsApp group, with other like Instagram and others, and all of your relevant colleagues. That's your responsibility, because this particular boot camp is about to provide the right direction towards the success. So that is what we could expect to you people. You can do that at least, huh? Spread this. That's important. If you feel that it's valuable for you, what do you think that? It's really very valuable for you since 3 days I've spent, huh? So that is the point. So what do you think? Thank you very much for this comment. Now it's stopped. The number one thing that is about SBR, the topic of SBR, performance measurement. That's SBR performance measurement. SBR performance measurement, the area of the performance measurement. If something you are going to start for the purpose of revision, the very important thing is that you must identify that what is actually examiner expectation. So I must say that examiner expectation about this topic is that with this statement, the SBR exam will require candidates not only the accountant perspective, but also the investor perspective. Means some area of the exam will examine with respect to the investor perspective. You have to answer your questions with viewpoint of investor. That's important. So number one, what is the scope? What is the scope of this area of the syllabus? Broader scope. Broader scope. Examiner expect or your syllabus coverage with viewpoint of investor like this. Number one, the ratios. The ratios that you have already studied with your previous syllabus. That's F7. But do remember that the ratios that you studied with your previous syllabus, but examiner will not examine the question of performance measurement of the ratios, not like the F7, like ratios and interpretation. Ratios and interpretation. No. No. Not like this. But examiner expecting that any of the accounting issue you are talking about, for example, lease and something like this. So what will be the impact of these accounting issues matter to some important ratios, like return on capital employed, like others. So that's like the case. For example, examiner gives you the case of IS 19N as well, something about IS 37, A requirement IS 19, B requirement IS 37, C requirement impacts on profitability, impacts on return on capital employed. If, for example, some error has made by the director. So what's the impact of that error about the IS 37, IS 19 with respect to return on capital employed, with gearing ratio, with interest cover, like this. So this is what one way examiner can examine. Number two, examiner can examine the specific accounting treatment with viewpoint of investor perspective. Specific accounting treatment with this viewpoint of investor perspective. For example, if I say that, for example, IS 40, what is this standard about? Quick reply. What is this standard about? Very good. Investment property. What do you know about the accounting treatment? What do you know about as an accounting treatment? Accounting. Either cost model or fair value model. Yes or no? Cost model, fair value model. But if I ask that, what is the accounting? So basically, this question is about accountant perspective. But if I say, and you reply that sir, cost model means investment property should be reported at historical cost and consistent depreciation over the period of time. But if we report at fair value, that at each reporting date, we need to adjust the value of investment property based on the actual market value. That is fair value. And any fair value adjustment, adjust with the profit and loss account. Yes. But if I say the investor perspective with respect to two different accounting model. Means if I say cost model versus fair value model, and now don't think as an accountant, think as an investor, assuming that you are an investor and you are evaluate and you are interested to buy shares any one of the company with the same industry, company A, company B. For example, company A hold the investment property with cost model, but the company B report the investment property with fair value model. Now you are comparing both accounts, both of the company accounts. You as an investor will observe that cost model is actually a very consistent approach. For example, you are observing the final accounts of company A, where consistent depreciation on a straight line basis, impact on P&L, consistent impact of depreciation on profit and loss account. The asset carrying amount consistent with the reduce the carrying amount, a constant reduction. On the other hand, company B, the company B using fair value model. The fair value model, for example, you have been observing the situation since last 5 years. The company B investment property value, fair value, and the situation is something bumpy, rocky. Sometimes fair value up, so accounts, the value of carrying amount asset increase, fair value profitability. Sometimes investment property reduce, carrying amount lower, profit and loss lower, sometimes a little bit increase, then lower. Fair value model, okay. Sorry, fair value, it's up to the rate of the market, but it's not consistent, uncertain. It's uncertain. Updated, not historical cost, but uncertain. That is uncertain. I'm not telling you which method is good or bad. Accounting standard allowed both. I'm just discussing that how investor think with different perspective of different accounting treatment, with different policy. So I just give you an impression how you will think with respect to investor, with respect to ratios, with respect to specific accounting treatment. Can you please reply me? Are you with me? Okay. It's a broader scope. Huh? It's a broader scope. The examiner can just broader scope to develop your mindset, to think about with respect to investor perspective. Furthermore, a topic called alternative performance measurement. A topic called alternative performance measurement. Number one, our subject name is strategic business reporting. Strategic business reporting. And business reporting means report to the user of the financial statement. Sorry, report to the relevant stakeholder. For example, user of the financial statement. The question is that if I am a shareholder, I am a debt holder, I'm a potential shareholder, potential debt holder, I'm a user of the report. The question is that if, for example, I have invested some money in a company as shareholder, as equity partner, as equity holder, and the company reports me the business report by name financial statement. The question is that, what do you think? The financial statement is really good enough to provide the complete information which satisfies the user requirement? What do you say? Yes or no? Your answer is no. No, sir. Financial statement, as a user of the financial statement, as investor, it's not good enough. It's not complete. So it means the SBR is about the business reporting that includes IFRS, but IFRS is not only the it's not only the complete scope to provide the complete business report, but on the other hand, there are different alternative performance measurement tools. Like the company provides other underlyings. The company provides other underlyings with different ratios, not recommended by the accounting standard, but more than that. For example, EBITDA. For example, free cash flows, more. And for this, we can work out with the September-December 21 exam. We will discuss today the latest exam. Investor also is interested for integrated reporting, also interested for sustainable reporting. IFRS also provides some more informations through APMs, alternative performance measurement, by name of management commentary. And one thing is the mixed measurement approach. So this is what about the APMs. And this is what the broader scope that you need to cover. But if I share the complete checklist, for SBR performance measurement areas of the syllabus, that is what about the checklist that you have to cover accordingly. You need to cover, work out accordingly. That you need to cover. Reply me. What do you think? The group accounts pocket notes, that's valuable for you? If not, do reply me. So do you want the performance measurement pocket notes as well? Okay, after this session, I will provide the performance measurement pocket notes as well as conceptual framework pocket notes as well. And do remember that you have to study each and area of the syllabus, each and every area of syllabus. What is the first rule to qualify the exam? Good enough knowledge of entire syllabus. Good enough knowledge of entire syllabus. Good enough knowledge of entire syllabus. So everything is important, not in deep, but good enough. I will provide you the pocket notes for conceptual framework, for performance measurement as well. But I strongly suggest all of you that you all people must have to spread these links of the videos and the documents as max as possible as well. As max as possible. Spread as max as possible. That's very much important. And the very important thing, nothing the area of syllabus here which you need to memorize. No. These are the topics just you need to cover as a general knowledge. as a knowledge. So what important thing? Listen careful. Very important point I'm telling you. For entire SBR, take a knowledge for the entire syllabus, 5 areas of the syllabus. Take a knowledge, and then take experience by applying the knowledge for all past papers. 9 past papers, 2 specimen. Take experience, get the experience by experimental manner, by trial and error manner. It's no worries about that. It's become right or wrong. Just work out accordingly and don't memorize anything. What the first thing? First thing is good enough knowledge of entire syllabus. Get the knowledge. Number 2, apply the knowledge with the exam papers by simulation. By simulation. Believe me, you will be able to qualify your exam. You become confident accordingly. This is what the real way to get the success of the exam. What I said to you earlier, these are all area of the syllabus. What is the examiner expectation? You know that? Like you are a part of board meeting. You are one of the member of the board, like director, and examiner expecting as a board member, one of the board member, whatever issue we are discussing here, you just have to present your judgment. That's all. But with a decorative manner, whatever the manner I have told you, whatever the manner I have told you, logical sequence. First, put up the knowledge, then connect the case, and then your final comments. That's all. Are you getting the point? All of you, can you please apply me? Someone asked me, Suleiman here, it's not easy to remember. I never said any time to memorize something. No, this is not the right way. Okay, so this is what about the checklist you have to cover accordingly. Now, this is the time for to attempt a very latest exam question. A very latest exam question. Uh-oh. Just a moment. Just come on. The exam question, September, December 2021. And we discussed yesterday with the day 3, the question 1. Now it's time to discuss a part of the question 3. A part of the question 3. Come on. A part of the question 3. Okay, now it's time for the question 3. Come on. That's very much important. Explain with suitable calculations the impact of 3 alternative car options on earning before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization. EBITDA, profit before tax, and a statement of financial position for the year ended 31st December XM. Candidates should refer IFRS 16 where appropriate. 13 marks. B part. Discuss briefly principle of equity method of accounting and whether it is more relevant measurement basis than cost or fair value for investment associate. There is no need to refer exhibit where answering B1. Means 4 marks. What we discussed earlier, yesterday, what we were discussing, the scope of group accounts that may reflect other than question 1. You remember that point? So here, the equity method accounting, the group account related issue, that's examiner discuss here the 4 marks, a very simple question mark. Are you getting the point? The group accounts matter. Number 3, B3, B2. Discuss with the STEM companies investment emphasized should be classified joint venture and STEM should account for interest in accordance with IAS 28 joint venture associate. So that is the point B1, B2. That's the point. But I will discuss the only A part with respect to that question. 13 marks, the performance measurement. That is about performance measurement. Sometimes examiner examined the professional 2 marks of section B with performance measurement area. So, in fact, most of the times. But here, September, December 21, 22, September, December 21 exam, examiner examined with question 4 that is not about current performance measurement, but other than performance measurement, different accounting standard areas, including some current accounts, current development. That's something coins, tokens, coins. Okay, so and examiner discussed different accounting issues plus some professional marks over there. Now come on. So we will discuss the requirement A only. Here's the case. Now come on, we are going to discuss here. A STEM company is a manufacturing company. STEM company is a manufacturing company and is considering providing cars for its senior management. Manufacturing company and considering providing cars for its senior management. It has also entered into agreement with 2 other companies to develop new technology through a separate legal entity. Emphasizes company and the following year end 31st December XM. Our concern point here, this one. Year end 31st December XM. Okay. The following exhibits available from the left hand side of the screen provide information relevant to the question. Number 1, company cars. Company cars provide of alternative option available for the provision of cars of the senior management. Okay. Can emphasize company described for the formation of new legal entity. Okay. Now come on. What is the requirement? Sorry, requirement we have already done. Now, this is the point. Come on. I hope that screen is very much clear. Is my screen clear to all of you? Okay. 1st January X7. 1st January X7 is STEM company. 1st January X7, STEM company considering providing company cars for its senior management and comparing three options. So as first step, you have to develop your mindset. We are a STEM company, a manufacturing company, and we have decided to provide cars to the senior management. So of course, the very basic, if we purchase the cars and hand over to the senior management to use that car, that purchase cost, the purchase car's asset belongs to us, the STEM company. Number two, it's maybe possible that I'm going to arrange something for rental agreement or the lease arrangement. As a lessee. So based on requirement, it's accounting issue and also some aspect connect with the alternative performance measurement, that is EBITDA. Okay, option one. What is option one? The car can be leased for a period of 4 years. Lease. Starting 1st January 7. The car have a total market value 75,274 on this date. The lease requirement payments 14,103 monthly for the duration of the lease term, which is 235, of which 235 is a servicing charge. So 1,403 monthly basis and 235 something about service charge. Service charge means you will arrange the car that's provide the company provides some services. STEM company wishes to show servicing charge as separate line item and the profit and loss. It's allowed. If you arrange the car from a company and arrange some other contract to service, the service charge is a separate contract. You can easily expense out over the period or whatever the model of the prepayment or like this. And 1403 is something about the lease arrangement. At the end of the 4-year period, there is no option to renew the lease for or purchase the car, and no residual value guaranteed. Interest to be charged for the year end 31st December X7 interest. It's calculated 2,274 based upon implicit interest rate. Okay. The NPV, the net present value, of the lease payment over 4-year period, 50,803, and the excluding service charges. Okay, so it's now become very simple. All things here. The examiner already mentioned the cost of interest, already mentioned present value of lease payment. Because if it's lease, we have to report the right of use asset and simultaneously lease obligation. The value first need to calculate the lease obligation. The present value lease obligation 50,803. That's the present value lease obligation. For right of use asset, the first thing is present value lease obligation, that is 50,803, plus something else, directly attributable cost and more. There is no any extra point here. So right of use asset and lease obligation both value 50,803. 235 is a separate service charges. That is the first thing. Number two. Option number two. The car can be purchased 75,274. Purchase with 100% bank loan. You people must have to aware that the lease is different arrangement, bank loan is different arrangement. Lease is something about installment based, and the bank will arrange simultaneously car. You will record both parties are same from where you arrange the car and arrange the loan. That is option one. That is lease. But here, purchase the car with a bank loan means purchase is a separate contract and loan is a separate contract. And simple interest. The car would have purchased on 1st January 7 for 4 years. Okay, 1st January for 4 years. The estimated residual value 29,753. Monthly service cost would still 25 per month. Service cost. Okay. The loan would be repayable. The loan would be repayable 4 annual installments. Loan. 1st January exchange. Assuming average annual percentage of loan 5%. Okay, this is the second option. So one way to arrange the car by option 1, lease. Option 2, loan. Option 3, the final alternative, lease the car, 12 months agreement. Lease the car, 12 months agreement. 12 months agreement. With respect to IFRS 15, there's a clause about short dated lease or low value assets. For short dated lease, although the value of asset is huge, but you arrange the lease for short dated or low value assets like laptops and these things. For both of these, standards provide a simplified approach that don't involve with any complication of right of use asset as a lessee or these obligation. This is just like rental arrangement. So here 12 months agreement, 1st January 7 with no purchase option. The cost would be 1,900 per month in advance, including service charges. Okay. STEM would take advantage of short-term lease exemption for IFRS 16. Would take advantage of short-term lease exemptions here, allowed by the standard. Other relevant information: profit before tax and before accounting of any 3 options of car is likely to be 100,000 for the period 31st December exempt. Means this is profit before tax and any interest and any depreciation and any rental expense, service charges, any of this. That is the point. STEM company depreciate cars over 4 years, straight line depreciation. Now, this is the point. Once again, the requirement. This 13 marks requirement. Explain, read the question very carefully. Read the requirement very carefully. Because based on requirement, you will identify the expectation of the examiner and write the answer according to the expectation. Explain with suitable calculation. That means here the complete calculation and complete explanation. The impact on 3 alternative call option. The impact of 3 alternative car option. Earning before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization. That's impact on this. Profit before tax. EBITDA is something about alternative performance measurement. Profit before tax, simple income statement. And a statement of financial position. That is balance sheet for the year end 31st December exempt. Candidate should refer IFRS 16. Here examiner mentioned you have to refer IFRS 16. Means we have to provide the IFRS 16 reference of calculation. Reference of calculation, IFRS 16. Explanation of calculation. and extract of calculation, all these things. All these things means the very important thing, just a moment. One moment, please. Yes, sorry. Okay. First of all, you must have to make a plan of the question. You have to make a good plan about the question. A good plan. Plan of question. Yes, have to develop a plan. This is what about the question. Suitable calculation with the impact of the core options, EBIT, EBITDA, profit, statement of financial position. The marking scheme says that, number one, the marking scheme says that you have to discuss and apply the IFRS 16 leases, 3 marks. Purchasing the car, 2 marks. 12 months lease, 2 marks. For EBITDA, working and profit before tax. Profit before tax, 1 mark. Profit before tax, 1 mark. And SOFP, 3 marks. This is what the marking scheme about. But what is the impression that should be developed in your mind? What's your impression? The impression is very much important. The impression is very much important. What should be the impression? The impression is that, listen carefully, that's something with the spreadsheet. Something with the spreadsheet. To make an extract of something income statement, like profit before tax. Because here, examiner particularly mentioned the profit before tax, but before accounting all of these. Profit before tax. comma, adjustment of car options. Then calculate EBITDA. And a statement of financial position. Moreover, that should be the spreadsheet. Moreover, explanation about IFRS 15. About IFRS 15. And all cases. That is what the impression about. Means very important thing. If we are working here, so definitely we will use the word processor. We use case 1, lease, and put all the things accordingly. Case 2, purchase. Yes, sorry, IFRS 16. Case 3, $12 lease case. And we will work out with start explanation with calculation. All these matter. All these matters. That is the first thing that should be the things with our mind. And simultaneously, we have to make an extract. Case 1, case 2, case 3, lease, purchase, $12 months. And we will start here like this. Profit before tax unadjusted. And here mentioned that's 100,000. Control C, Control V. And then put the adjustments. Whatever. For example, 12 months lease. That is simple lease rental. Or I can say initially the service charges. Very simple. Service charges here. Lease rental here. And after this adjustment, that is called profit before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. Profit before interest, before tax, before depreciation, before amortization. Yes or no? Are you with me? Please reply me. Hello, please reply me. Yes, so-called profit, mention E or B, whatever. And then incorporate, in the case of lease and loan, the interest cost. In fact, depreciation. In case of right of use asset, depreciation. In the case of purchase asset, depreciation. And then finally, that is called profit before tax. So first thing is requirement, EBITDA. Second, profit before tax. And this is what called for the year. Moreover, SFP, asset, or I say property plant equipment. Asset, property plant equipment, right of use asset, liability. So all these things, that is the impression that you have to put accordingly. In exam, it's not necessary to put all the things. You just start working simultaneously. For example, if you start here, the case one, the lease, the case one lease, you have to put reference about the IFRS 15. That's right of use asset and lease obligations. Obligations will recognize, initially recognize the value. And what is the value about? 50,803. 50,803. You just put the windows like this. That is one window and that is another window. Ideally, the examiner says you have to open two windows. Yes, like this. Ideally, open two windows like this. One is the reading and you have to work out. The first thing is the right of use obligation, initially 5 bits, and subsequently the right of use asset, depreciate, and so on. Lease obligation having the interest cost, service cost immediately charged to the profit and loss account, all these things. You have to work out with the initial recognition. You have to explain with the initial recognition and the subsequent as well. Same case with respect to the purchase. You have to recognize initially at purchase price and then explanation. 12 months lease cost, refer to IFRS 15 and put it that immediately charge, the 12 months 1900 per month multiply by 12. At year end, you have to charge to the profit and loss account. But case will not complete here. You have to explain these things and then another heading, impact on impacts. Number one, EBITDA. Number two, you have to explain all the things. Means after this working, you have to complete your spreadsheet with this spreadsheet accordingly. Complete your spreadsheet with all these cases, complete, and then start impacts with EBITDA, with profit before tax, with SFP, because this is what the requirement. This is what the requirement here. Requirement is what? Requirement is this. Impacts on three alternatives on this. So that is what about the complete impression of the question. Now I'm going to discuss this point. This is what about from my side the suggested answer. Number one, the initial recognition. The initial recognition according to IFRS 16, 1st January 7, right of use asset and lease liability, that's 50,803. And then subsequent, you will mention that the annual lease component is this, because 12 multiplied by 14,503 minus 235, because this 235 is the service component. Total cost of service component 2820. The first thing. Then subsequent accounting. This is income statement. What you will do for the income statement? With income statement, the operating expenses with services cost and depreciation. It's very simple. And this is your finance cost at the year end. Because you have to show what's the year end 31st December X7. It's a requirement. What will be the matter of a statement of financial position? Lease schedule, lease liability. It depends on you. Either with descriptive manner or with calculation. Ideally, explain here. Word explain. What to recognize? You people know very well. Lease amortize, lease schedule. Number one, lease obligation. Start. Then you have to add the interest cost. You have to less the lease rentals. And then lease obligation end. So whatever this working, whatever this working, you have to explain with this aspect. The lease liability will recognize 50,803 opening, less annual payments, rental, plus interest. Or you can work out one like this, plus interest, first plus interest, less annual payments. That's the element equals to sorry. Sorry. Plus interest element okay, like this. Once again, the lease liability recognized 50,803 opening plus interest less annual payments equal to 39,061. The number one, lease liability. Then closed liability will be split between current and non-current. Yes. IFRS 16 requires company to recognize interest on lease liability separately from depreciation. Yes, it's simple point. Yes, of course, you can write the answer accordingly. Lease obligation plus right of use asset. You can work out accordingly. Right of use asset as well. The first thing. Number two, option to purchase. Option to purchase is very simple here. Option to purchase is very simple. Purchase the asset. That's all. Purchase the asset and depreciate. Number two, loan and simple interest. Service cost, profit and loss account. Option three, 12 months lease. You have to refer the IFRS 50, IFRS 16 issue. Here examiner particular mention, already mentioned examiner students. Here examiner particularly mentioned with the requirement. Note, candidate should refer IFRS 16 where appropriate. So that's why we are working with some reference of IFRS 16. Here, reference. Reference. That 12 months agreement standard allows simplified accounting. The effect of applying IFRS would be neither asset nor liability will be recognized and therefore not affect to the statement of financial position. Instead, expense will be recognized P&L and cost of the short-term lease operating expense, this one. And based on this, you have to complete this information. You have to complete this information. I'm not just putting all the values. This is what the complete answer. Number one, service cost. Service cost with both case lease and purchase. Lease rentals, this one is the lease rentals, 22,800. And that's why EBITDA. For the sake of timing, that's why I'm working accordingly. Depreciation, interest cost, and then identify profit before tax. And this is what about income statement. And this is what about SFP. Property, plant, equipment, lease liability. And now, examiner expecting with the marking scheme that option 1, 3 marks. Option 2, 2 marks. Option 3, 2 marks. And all the impacts having 3 marks. And for 3 marks, you have to work out at least these 3 points. Once again, impacts, that is the plan. Planning is the key point. What to write, that's plan. What 3 points I have to write here? This plan is actually based on this. And it's simple interpretation. Simple interpretation. But focus. Candidates, listen carefully. Focus on your mind. As an accountant, prepare your mind. The company is going to make a transaction. The company is going to make a transaction to arrange the car. But there are 3 different options. Either by lease, either by purchase, either by short lease. Now, company here is evaluating that if we are arranging any of the options, what will be the impact on the financial statement and the performance measurement of the company? This is the question. Very interesting. In all 3 cases, the management will deliver the car to, the company will deliver the car to the management. But all these cases have different impacts on the financial statement. So what to do to develop the best impression in the financial statement? For example, earning before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization, EBITDA. The worst case is short lease, 77,200. As compared to lease and purchase. Why? Because if we arrange the short lease, as compared to purchase or lease, we will charge the rental expense. In the case of right of use asset or purchase of asset, there will be no rental expense. Here, rental expense is higher. That's why EBITDA is lower. On the other hand, if we arrange with lease and or purchase by loan, we have to incorporate depreciation and interest cost. Not in the case of short lease. But the impact of lease rental is higher than the charges of depreciation and interest cost. Because with the short lease, the most highly impact with the short lease matter. Lease rental cost is more than the depreciation and interest cost. But on the other hand, this is about income statement. On the other hand, in case of short lease, no asset, no liability. Means in case of short lease, no gearing. No gearing. But with lease and purchase, both will create the gearings. That's a one point. Another point, with the property plant equipment, one of the important thing is asset turnover ratio. Asset turnover ratio. Gearing, we don't need to calculate gearing here. Asset turnover here, sales over total asset. Sorry. Total asset over sales. No. I'm sorry. Sales divided by total asset turnover. If total asset become increase, means denominator will increase, the ratio will decrease. So with respect to lease or purchase, the gearing having negative impact, I mean impact on gearings, impact on asset ratios, asset turnover ratios. But in case of the short lease, impacts on profitabilities. We are not here to discuss the thing about what to finalize. Only make the discussion. These 3 points. EBITDA high impact by case 3. Lease rental part with case 3. PBT with is also lower, but asset and loan, asset turnover and gearing. That is case 1, 2. That is the point. That's the 3 points you can answer. That the first 2 points about income statement, EBITDA, profit before tax. Third one is statement of financial position. And last exam model answer mentioned this highlighted, but I don't think so that for 3 marks you need to put this. This is a very technical point, but no need to, I'm not covering here. You can read it accordingly by your own, but I don't think so for 3 marks you have to write this point. That's more than enough. Are you getting the point how to handle this type of situation? Candidates, give me reply. Quick, quick, quick. How you will handle the situation, how you will write the answer accordingly. That's good. That's good. That's very good. So that is the one way where you can answer the question accordingly of the performance measurement. That is the point. Yes, yes, yes. This is the first way. You can work out accordingly. That's a performance measurement. Okay. Moreover, examiner can also examine sometime examiner examining in this way. Just a moment. Yes. Sometime examiner examine in this way. Listen carefully. Like the topic sustainable reporting. Another way. For this sustainable reporting, I strongly suggest you have to read this article. Okay. I will share you that pocket notes. Don't worry. Sustainable reporting. Examiner here. Examine September, December 21. Like this. Investor need to understand variety of factors when making investment decision. Definitely here the concern point is focus area investor. If we are investor and going to invest to buy the shares of any company, equity sharing or giving the loan, there are multi-dimensions factor need to consider, including sustainability of the company, sustainability of the industry, a lot of things. The nature of the companies in which they are looking to invest is important consideration as the need to incorporate sustainable factors to investment decision. Discuss why sustainability become an important aspect for the analysis. 4 marks. And here examiner mentions that 4 marks your knowledge is equal to 4 plus professional marks is equal to 2. Yes, absolutely here the case. Total 6 marks here, not only 4. So you have to decorate your answer accordingly like this. Why this is important? There are at least 3 important points you have to write. What is the logical sequence? The logical sequence is that develop your mind that you are something explaining or communicating you about this principle. Sustainability for investment. So you will tell that for any investor, the sustainability is very much important Nowadays, because investor is very much concerned, means first of all, you show that why this is important. Because the importance about the decision making. And then incorporate more things, including social factors, environmental factors, so on, the industry and so on. Whenever you explain something, you present something, first of all, start with the importance of the topic. The first paragraph is about importance. Of topic. Whenever you are going to get the professional marks, start with the importance of the topic. What is this topic? Why this is important? Then involve in deep. Then deep involvement. Then deep involvement. And finally, your final comments. Final comments about, so number one, this is the important topic importance, then deep involvement, then the final comments is that the company must emphasize for this reporting for the sake of the importance of the stakeholders or the user of the financial statement of the investor. So this is what called logical sequence. So this is another type of question, not related to any case, but independent. So two variety of question I've discussed with you. Are you getting the point how to handle it? Do reply me. Do reply me. That's good. Now, I strongly suggest that take out the 5 minutes break, a short break, 10 minutes break. Then we will discuss something about the examiner report related to this part of the question that we were discussing about the September-December 21 question. Then we will move forward to for the conceptual framework matter. Okay, so 10 minutes break. Come on. Thank you very much. You can ask me any question during the break. Okay, start now. Now we need to identify from the examiner report that what particular mistake the student have done with this exam, and now we have to focus that point. Basically, always the objective to read the examiner report is to identify the examiner expectation and highlighting the mistakes. Part A appeared surprisingly challenging for students, which is concerning given 13 marks were available for this. And the area of lease examined relatively often. What do you say? What your comment? Are you feel a challenging one, the difficult task for this? What do you say? Was that challenge? Was that challenging? Yes, no, average. Okay, a little bit challenge, a different perspective. Normally, students feel that the exam question is based on accounting based, like an accountant. But here, the impression here, the impression with viewpoint of investor. So always consider the performance measurement aspect based on the requirement. Based on the requirement. Okay, now much of it is assumed knowledge from the financial reporting, as we would have to expecting strong application of knowledge. Expecting strong application of knowledge. Candidates should always set some time aside to plan their answer. This is examiner report. Candidates should always set some time aside to plan answer, as this time is often invaluable. Try to avoid temptation to start answering straight away and take some time to make notes how three options that describe differ. Students, I always what the most repetitive point I told you since all of this boot camp planning, and that is what examiner expectation. Some candidates incorrectly treated transaction as the company were leasing car to manager rather than leasing that cars for the manager's use. But even this misinterpretation, a good description of principle and treatment of each option, means your examiner was saying that although you did the wrong working accordingly, that a company leasing car to manager rather than leasing car for managers, even this misinterpretation, the examiner is ready to give you the marks for the principle. A good attempt would begin to identify the difference between three options, referring our 16 principle, right of use, lease liability, outlet purchase, 4-year and stated residual value monthly service, 12 months rental and all this. The question provide sufficient details candidate to use a spreadsheet function to calculate accounting treatment option 1, 2, and then summarize impact of three options, that EBITDA, profit before tax, statement of financial position. We have done with same manner. We have done with same manner. Present value were provided in the question. So in the case of option 1, candidate need only to calculate unwinding of lease liability, means finance cost, and depreciation for the first year. No implicit rate is required because interest is given. Instead, question tells correct amount of interest for the year. Monthly payment and service charge element with this amount also provided. Closing liability need to calculate. Suitable format of the spreadsheet, combining both asset and liability working would be like this. No need to read this, all this. These two paragraphs. No need to read all these things. We have already done. Unfortunately, here, too many marks, too many answers did not make sufficient use of a spreadsheet function available. In a surprisingly high number of cases, the spreadsheet was not used at all. Number one, it means examiner is emphasizing here, if there are too much numeric here, so use the spreadsheet. Presentation in these cases was very weak, with answer limited to the note from and without a structure, with little attempt to present working in a way that could understood. Some case candidate did not seem to know EBITDA was, despite it being written out in full the requirement. And number of answer excluded any explanation or explanations, calculation explanations. Which calculation were not explicitly required in the question, which asked for explanation. These aided explanation of impact and most answer provide calculations. So the point is that too many answers did not make sufficient use of a spreadsheet. This is the core point. Candidates who did not achieve high marks in this question needed to be much more familiar with the advantage of answering using the spreadsheet function. Accounting profession expect use spreadsheet as high level, and candidate need to consider not only the use of formulas to save time, but also appropriate layout of spreadsheet work. Worrying number of answers did not use formula function or presented working poorly, making it hard for the marker to follow or impossible to mark without suitable working expression. It is vital candidate to avoid treating the spreadsheet as a word processor. This paragraph means examiner saying that use a spreadsheet for calculation. Number one, use a spreadsheet for calculation, and for description, use word processor. Emphasizing both points. Not if there are too much work, too much numeric, so use the spreadsheet. If too much numeric, don't just use the word processor. Number one. Number two, but not use the spreadsheet as a word processor. For all the description and presentation, a little bit presentation description, okay, it's fine. But if there are more details, use the word processor. That's the key point. That is the key point. So how you must have to balance the situation accordingly. If you feel that we need to work out for detailed calculations, use the spreadsheet. Where more details required for descriptive format, use the word processor. Are you getting the point? What should the highlighted point by the examiner here? Do reply me, yes or no. That's good. That's good. That's good. Now come on, students. Another point. Now, very important point. Conceptual framework. Conceptual framework. I'm going to start the thing with that particular statement of the examiner. This is examiner statement. This is not my examiner, by the way. Examiner particular mentioned to pass this exam, candidates required in-depth knowledge of conceptual framework. In-depth knowledge of conceptual framework, that's a very, very important point. What is the scope of exam with respect to the conceptual framework? Examiner can ask you the question, number one, either integrate with the question or with the independent discussion. Independent discussion. Recent times, since last 2 to 3 attempts, examine the conceptual framework with integration with the question, not independent discussion. Actually, the conceptual framework was revised by 2018, and it's mandatory to apply with 1st January 2020. So between the date of 18 and 20, that topic was very much important. And that, like a current development, an examiner examined with independent discussion. But now the new conceptual framework has become the part of this. It's not current development. It's a part of the accounting standard board project. So here examiner examine with integrate with the other question. That's important. The very important thing is that you must have to know what is about the topic. What is about the topic? There is no checklist here. I strongly suggest you must have to read the complete topic of the conceptual framework, either from book or either the notes I will give to you. Comprehensive notes you have to read very precisely. What is about the topic? What is this conceptual framework? You must have to aware that IASB, International Accounting Standard Board, have 2 projects. Number 1, there are 2 projects. Number 1, International Financial Reporting Standard. And number 2, conceptual framework. What is the purpose of the conceptual framework? What is the particular purpose of the conceptual? What is the purpose of the conceptual framework? The purpose of the conceptual framework, number 1, is to provide support about the transaction that was not under the scope of any other IAS or IFRS, like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and more. Like crowdfunding. By the way, for crowdfunding, you have to read the article. Like ICO, initial coin offer, like token. For example, previously that was very common for the tech companies to collect the fund with the crowdfunding or by issuing initial coin offers to collecting the money from the public. So that is the way to arrange the finance, how to account for that finance. For example, you have started some platform-based business. You have started some platform-based. Can you reply me any example about the platform-based business? Like the aggregator, the platform-based business. Any example from your side? Platform-based business. platform-based business like Food Panda, like Uber, like Booking.com, Airbnb. These are platform business. Uber is a platform. They don't own any taxis, but platform where they connect the travel taxis to the customers. So that is platform. Food Panda, no owned any food chain, but all the vendors, KFC, McDonald's, come to that platform, sell the items, one platform, one marketplace, and buyer or the consumer or the customers comes and buy the products. Udemy, Teachable, edX. These are platform businesses. If you wanted to start platform-based business, you need a huge finance. That's the tech companies. So you pull the finance from the crowdfundings. And one of the ways to arrange the crowdfunding from the ICO token, and that's examined with the question 4 of this December 21 question paper. The next question. So any these type of transactions where no guideline provides, that's conceptual framework is useful. Number 1. That is what about the purpose. Number 2, guideline for new accounting standards. If some new accounting standards it's going to establish, or new accounting treatment, or any changes. If new accounting standard, if new changes, it's coming. So the guidelines provided by the conceptual framework. That is the purpose. But what is in the conceptual framework? What is in the conceptual framework? Conceptual framework scope. The conceptual framework scope. You have to refer the notes where there are some chapters here. That's a financial statement must be very much qualitative with the faithful representations and relevance. So what are the parameters for the relevance and faithful representation that you need to study from that? That's the point. And students, like this question, come on. For example, the question of September-December 2019. September-December 2019, a question called DigiWire. DigiWire. Okay, I'm going to read this question. DigiWire has developed a new business model whereby it sells music license to other companies, which then deliver digital music to consumers. Okay. New business model where it sell music licenses to the companies, then deliver digital music to the consumers. So actually DigiWire having a model to develop the music and then provide license to the companies. And there is the matter of the revenue sales of 3-year license. This is the question. Sales of 3-year license. This is sales of 3 years license. This is the point. Sales of 3 years license. This is the point. Number 1. So this is the case of the revenue. And The question is, DG Wire also received royalty 5% additional revenue of the license. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is what about the solution. Huh? I'm not discussing about the details of the question. That is about revenue recognition, all these things. But on the other hand, listen carefully. On the other hand, the question having another requirement with this point. The conceptual framework. The question, the conceptual framework. What is that requirement here? Listen carefully. Yes, this is what about the requirement. Come on. So this is what the background, number one. 1 minute. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is what about the background. Number two, this is the details. It's not solution details. DG Wire companies agreed to sell Clamsec company, unlisted technology startup company, a 3-year license to sell the DG Wire company catalog of classical music to the public. This catalog contains large selection of classical music, which DG Wire will regularly update over 3-year period. As payment of 3-year license, Clam Music company has issued shares to DG Wire equivalent to 7% holding. Voting rights attached and all these things. And these are the details of the sales. Now, DG Wire also received 5% royalty, all this. Then another point is that valuation and revenue. 1st January excess Clam Music valued 4 to 5 million, a professional valuer, market-based approval, and the valuation based on share price, financial year this, all these things. Advise the director of DG Wire recognition and measurement of. Number one, Clam Music shares received as revenue and how they should account it for. How they should account it for financial statement 31st December X6. This is the requirement. Number two, this is the important point. Royalties with Clam Music has agreed to pay respect of their license in the financial statement 31st December X6. Now, your answer should demonstrate how recognition measurement of royalties is supported by conceptual framework. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I am telling you. That I was telling you about that conceptual framework is integrate some part of the question. And that is one of the question. I'm not here to discuss something about the question here. Only the background. The question integrate with conceptual framework. Number one. Number two, all these things you have to incorporate the conceptual framework matter. Number two, March, June 2019 question. This is also the type of question. Read this question. In the conceptual framework, the accounting model is built on definition and principle of asset liability. The understandability and consistent application of definition principle are crucial. Discuss the updated criteria for recognition of asset liability in the financial statement as set out conceptual framework and relation behind the updated criteria. This is the type of question which is independent, not integrated with any case. Not integrated with any case. This is independent. Candidates, can you please reply me to identify the thing, how the examiner examined the conceptual framework. what I personally suggest to you that first of all, conceptual framework preparation, number one, read the notes, attempt the exam questions. You have to spend 10 to 12 hours in total. Do remember that? No need to learn anything. No need to learn anything. Rather than just focus the basic principle through the notes and refer the question to get the knowledge. Take out the knowledge, put experience, and go for the examination on. That is all. Candidates, can you please reply me? Are you getting the point? How you will work out with the conceptual framework? That is the point. So candidates, that is all about the day 4, where we discuss the performance measurement aspect, how to handle that point, where we discuss a little bit about conceptual framework, the purpose, the reasons, and identify the question aspects a little bit, not in depth. Now it's your turn to handle the conceptual framework matters. I will provide you. You will get from the documents. You can access the documents for the conceptual framework and the performance measurement. That is all about the today's session accordingly. That is all about the today's session for the day 4. That's all. Moreover, the very important thing, what we discussed with the boot camp, with day 1, the examiner expectation, the eye-opening matters, how to approach the exam, how to approach the revision and all these things. Then we move to some questions practice. Then we discuss the group account. Then we discuss some ethics matter, the group account, the performance measurement, conceptual framework, about the current development, how to handle the current development, how these things accordingly. I will share some videos by next couple of days, how to handle the current developments. By this, maybe by the start of the next week, or maybe sometime later, that videos, 1 or 2 videos, where you will find out how to handle the current development accordingly. But do remember that, once again, I strongly suggest before that, you have to study some articles related to latest issues of the SBR for the current developments. And especially these articles. Especially these articles. Technical articles on multiple syllabus areas, crowdfunding, impairments, these areas, that's very much important. You have to read it. From my videos, you will find out how to handle that situation. That's accordingly. So that is all about the boot camp, day 1 to day 4 accordingly. Moreover, you will get some current development video, 1 or 2 videos to support you how to handle the question accordingly. So do remember that the new document about the syllabus, that's from September 21 to June 22, that was published related to the current developments. Before September 21, any current development that's not relevant now. If some of the YouTube videos about the date before till the dates of June 21, that's not relevant for September 21 to June 22 exams. Do remember that. So be careful about that for any material, any videos. By the way, I strongly suggest to read the Kaplan study text of the current development at least once. These technical articles and Kaplan study text. And I will share by next week some videos, 1 or 2 videos about the current development relevant for your syllabus areas, how to handle the current development. So that is all about the boot camp matters other than the current development. That will be the part. I strongly suggest 2 things to all of you people that follow my instructions that I have advised to you accordingly. Number 1. Number 2, spread these video links to the other audience or the relevant persons as much as possible. And if you have any question, you can ask me accordingly. No. Exam if some articles publish, I will tell you accordingly. Till now, no new article. I know that there is 1 month. The paper date, it's about 10th of March. You have 1 month. If something published, I will tell you accordingly. Don't worry. So that is the way. So thank you very much from my side for today's matter. Thank you very much. Take care a lot. Salam.